The following audio presentation is a production of Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, in association with the Division of Continuing Studies and the Institute on Ethnicity, Culture, and the Modern Experience. This production was originally funded by the New Jersey Historical Commission and has been remastered by the Rutgers ITV studio.
Some night, when you're going through the Pine Barrens, listen to the wind as it comes in off the ocean through the pines. Sometimes it almost seems like the wind is trying to tell us something. Perhaps someone's name. Oh, Mother Leeds. Oh, Mother Leeds. It seems that Jane Leeds and her husband Daniel lived along the edge of the Mullica River, along a great swamp. Now, they were a strange couple, none stranger than old Mother Leeds. Some people around those parts even said she was a witch. We do know that Jane Leeds and her husband Daniel had 12 kids, and Jane Leeds was getting mighty tired of the cooking and the cleaning, picking things up and putting things away. So when she learned that she was pregnant with her 13th child, in a moment of perhaps understandable weakness, Jane Leeds says,
"I hope this one's not a child. Let this one be a devil."
Well, we now all know that that was a terrible mistake, because on that frightful February night in 1735, when Mother Leeds' 13th child was born, it started out, it was a healthy, chubby, cherub-like little baby with blonde hair and blue eyes. But in the space of less than half an hour, it grew to the size of 2 full-grown men. It had a head, all right. It was the head of a horse. And it had eyes, all right, but they were red, like 2 burning coals. On either side of the skull were 2 pointed horns. The creature had the head of a horse, the torso of a man, the leathery wings of a bat, the hooves of a goat, and a long serpentine tail. At the end of its long, hairy arms were paws. At the end of the paws were long, bony fingers. And at the end of the long, bony fingers were sharp, razor-like fingernails. And the creature let out a blood-curdling shriek and flew up the chimney, where he's terrified the people of the pines for more than 200 years. Now, some folks around these parts say that they've seen strange things in the middle of the night. Something that frightens the cattle, and the next morning the milk turns sour. Buildings and outhouses and sheds are turned over in the middle of the night. Places in the forest are scorched, and strange footprints are found round about. Have you seen Mother Leeds' 13th child? The next time you go into the woods, you hear the wind coming in off the ocean, take care. When you hear the sudden crack of a twig behind you, take care and beware of the Jersey Devil.
Now wait just a minute. That's a perfectly gory story for Halloween or to scare someone silly around the campfire, but the Jersey Devil is just a Pinelands folk tale, isn't it? Let's ask New Jersey Times storyteller Angus Gillespie.
There have been many sightings of the Jersey Devil since the Jersey Devil's birth in 1735. This is one of the facts that lends credence to the legend. The Jersey Devil's been sighted by respectable citizens, judges, lawyers, priests, ministers, game wardens. These are people with real standing in the community who had more to lose by standing by the story than by abandoning it. Yet, inconveniently, no one in the last 250 years who has seen the Jersey Devil has had a camera with them at the time.
South Jersey folk singer and storyteller Jim Albertson has also done a lot of homework about this famous fiend. He says the alleged sightings of the Jersey Devil form the bulk of the stories that have cropped up over the years.
There's even several good Jersey Devil stories about hoaxes. There was a guy very much in the style of P.T. Barnum, had a traveling show, go around with a tent. And they had a kangaroo with cardboard wings and horns strapped to its head. And the barker would go through this routine and stories of your hold on to your children, you're about to be scared out of your wits, and the curtain would open. Well, if the kangaroo was a little lethargic on a particular day, there was a kid behind the cage with a stick with a nail in the end. And he would poke the kangaroo, and the kangaroo would go, "Rah!" and jump forward. And of course, everybody was scared, and I'm sure this entrepreneur, like Barnum, probably had a sign this way to the egress.
But as far as physical evidence of the real Jersey Devil, nothing. No telltale footprints or odd photographs, no suspicious-looking bones or fur. What we do have is a legend and a story that has been passed down for generations to become one of the most popular folk tales in the Garden State.
Certainly, we have no proof for the Jersey Devil. But we have to be careful because a lack of positive proof is not quite the same thing as proof of non-existence. In other words, until the Jersey Devil is actually found, it remains an open question. It's extremely difficult to prove that something does not exist.
So remember that the next time you're tempted to brush off the Jersey Devil as just another fanciful tale, I'm Tim Espar for New Jersey Times.